You're listening to the Crazy Town Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8, with Jonas and TNT Dynamite.
What's up, Jonas?
Oh, not much. This is our New Year's Quickie episode.
Ooh.
Are you a fan of Quickies?
I'd like you to at least buy me a drink or bring me flowers or some shit.
Speaking of Quickies, do you know the New Year's Eve ball drop has been going on since 1907?
We're such children. That is quite a long time. 1907, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It didn't drop 2 years. Can you guess when?
No.
Wow.
I guess after New York was neutered.
How did you know? No, it was during World War II because we weren't dropping the ball. We were kicking ass.
Oh,
Get
fucking
it?
America.
It's like an America pun.
Yeah, it is, dude. And I'm all about those. America.
But you know what? I bet there was a lot of balls dropping in New York City before 1907.
I'm sure there were too. What? So wait, the two times that they didn't drop the ball were both in World War II?
Yeah, 42 and 43.
Oh.
That was
a long war. Was that a long war?
Yeah, it was a couple years.
I don't know much about war.
It's because you're a lover, not a fighter?
I don't know, dude. I'm a millennial.
Oh, yeah. Millennial Jackson over here. But instead of dropping the ball, they did a minute of silence at midnight to honor all the troops who were fighting overseas to get rid of Das Führer, Adolf Hitler, Himmler himself.
Himmler? I think that's a good idea. We should just do a moment of silence every year.
We should. Instead of dropping balls, we should just be silent for a minute.
A moment where everybody just shut the fuck up for 1 second.
1 second. Or 1 minute, either or.
There we go.
All right. Well, now that we've got the New Year's juices flowing.
Oh, yeah, they're flowing.
Ooh, enjoy the show.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, and welcome once again to the Crazy Town Podcast. I'm your host, Jonas, and I'm here with
TNT Dynamite, the explosive one. TNT, DINOMIGHT. What's up, Jonas? Great to be back.
I think that's the first time on the second season you haven't fucked that up.
You know, I don't need you to call out my shortcomings. I've been practicing.
I don't think I'm the one calling out any sort of shortcoming.
I'm supposed to be the one with the fucking lowbrow jokes.
Okay, highbrow. All right. Anyways, welcome to the New Year's Day Quickie episode of the Crazy Town Podcast. Reason we're calling it the Quickiesode is because it's only going to be one segment, and then we're going to play you the third part of our interview with Dr. Raymond Youngblood Jr., international gold miner.
I like that guy.
Yeah, me too. He had a good interview. This third part is fucking magnifique.
Yeah.
I think this is a random part.
Yeah, I've already come around by this point, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get in his wallet, right? At this
point. Right. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, we do want to thank you all for listening. If you are not following us on Twitter, it's at the Crazy Town Pod. And of course, as always, the cornucopia of continuous information, thecrazytown.com. But before we get into our quickie segment, TNT Dynamite, do you want to drop some knowledge on these hoes?
I'd love to, Jonas.
That is amazing.
All right, Joni. I have a very special word today. It has quickly risen in my own personal zeitgeist of my favorite word of all time.
Okay, quickie, before this gets any further.
Yeah, what?
For people who don't know, what is zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist is like the spirit or the movement of a particular era in like a community. So like in America, you can have a certain zeitgeist. It's not.
So you're
the word,
referring
though.
to TNT Dynamite's zeitgeist.
No, I feel like this word is definitely used more nowadays. If you look it up and you look at like the Google, like how often it's used a lot more today than it was used 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay. And what is
it's
this
rising
magical
in
word?
popularity.
What is this magical word?
My favorite new word is cuckold. People have shortened it to cuck.
And can you spell cuckold?
I can spell cuckold. Don't worry about that.
Tell them how to spell it.
Cuckold. Just the way it sounds.
Okay. And it's shortened to cuck.
Yeah, it's shortened to cuck. I've seen it used on like late night television by like talk show.
Jimmy Colbert.
Stephen Colbert uses it.
Oh, all right.
On his show.
If Colbert's cucking people, I guess anybody can.
Anybody can.
Okay, so what is a cuckold, or what does it mean to be cucked?
I think most of our viewers already know, or listeners know this already, but a cuck is the husband of an adulteress. An adulterous woman, obviously, often regarded as the object of derision.
Wow.
Look,
way to English it up, guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Somebody's fucking his wife.
Okay,
right?
So the cuckold is the husband in a marriage where the wife's getting fucked by another person.
Yeah, and generally the idea is that he doesn't know about it, and he wears what they call the horns of the cuckold. Now, the term cuckold actually comes from the cuckoo bird, who is known to lay its eggs in another bird's nest. The other bird feeds this baby bird because birds are stupid and they just do it by instinct.
Right.
But the cuckoo dominates the food. The other eggs die off, and then the cuckoo bird fucking gets adult sized and flies off.
The fucking pigeons.
Birds are out here getting cucked, folks.
Oh.
Birds are getting cucked.
Birds are getting cucked.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Damn, we're having to incorporate it into the podcast.
I have no problem with using this word at every given opportunity that I have.
Well, it has been decreed by Jonas that cuckold has become part of the vocabulary of the Crazy Town podcast. All right. Cuck.
Let's try it out. Let's
try to use as many times as we can.
Let's try it out one time. Take it for a test, man.
All right.
Johnny.
You're a cuck.
Thanks, man. I'm not even married.
Well,
but that was a good usage. Yes.
All right. Good deal. All right. So I'm going to get right into it because we only got one segment today.
Yeah. Let's get down to brass tacks.
And since today is New Year's Day, or when you're listening to this, it's New Year's Day, I'm going to go over some weird New Year's traditions.
Okay.
I got some. I don't know how many I got, but we're going to go through as many as I can get through.
Let's fucking go.
Have you ever heard of Spain's 12 grape challenge?
I'm sorry, what?
That sounds like a porn video.
12 grape challenge? Like grape soda? Or
No, it's actually kind of gay. As in happy, not gay as in homosexual.
It's a happy time.
Yeah, it's like... It's when the clock chimes midnight, you stuff one grape in your mouth and one wish at the same time for every chime of the clock. I guess it chimes 12 times.
So you have to put 12 grapes in your mouth?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let that slide.
And then wish.
Okay.
On that you don't have 12 grapes in your mouth anymore. I didn't say these were cool traditions. I just said they were what happened.
Like, what do people generally wish for, Johnny?
I would wish to not have 12 grapes in my mouth, and or not to choke on 12 grapes, and or not to be cucked this year.
I was going to say, do they wish that their wife wasn't fucking the black guy from down the street?
Wow, why's he got to be black?
You know, generally, never mind. We won't get into, like, what generally you get when you look up cucking on X-Hamster.
When you look up cucking on X-Hamster?
Or on Pornhub.
Wow, nice free promo.
Hey, look,
you want to give us a little holler dollar?
Hey, look, if X-Hamster or Pornhub or XXX videos or any of those sites wants to fucking give us money
for some sponsor money,
would you take it?
Would I use the adult industry to profit of my own? Absolutely.
Okay.
I do not have that high of a moral standing.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I have some morals.
You on the casting couch already.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. me and fucking Hans, he's like, how bad do you want this pot? And I'm like, oh my God, you remind me of the guy from Die Hard. And he's like, that was my brother. I'm Hans too.
Could you say, I brought a pizza, extra sausage for me in your best sexy voice, Johnny?
Well, hello, ladies. I brought an extra sausage sandwich. Does anyone want a bite?
Yes, look, I don't know, but I think all our female viewers' panties disintegrated.
Yeah, right? I think they did. I just turned cotton into air. Anyways, Scotland has a fire festival called Hogmanay.
Hogmanay?
Hagmana
And you call
Hogmanay.
Okay.
And they said at least 45 Scotsmen in kilts line up and start twirling flaming balls of fire in the air.
Oh.
Until they get tired, and then they fling them into the sea, which is close enough to, like, hit from this spot.
Oh.
That's it.
Just throw it in the water, huh?
Then there's some fireworks.
Oh, you called it a fire festival as well, right?
Well, that's what it's called, the Hogmanay Fire Festival.
Is Ja Rule involved in this at all?
Yeah,
No?
he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been there since, like, 17.
You're making it up, but...
Ja Rule does not involve in anything except for the fire, the Droppin' Hot Fire Festival.
The viewers will get this. The listeners will get this. You don't know about the fire festival.
Yeah, I do.
You
the
do?
motherfucking, like, he's like, oh, it's all exotic and shit. And then you show up and it's like fucking refugee tents and fucking one slice of fucking bread with cheese on it. And a little bit of lettuce.
Oh, look at this guy keeping up with pop culture.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I'm proud of you.
I almost was going to have a whole episode about the fire festival. I figured it wouldn't be hot fire.
No, it wouldn't. All right. Well, Hogmanay it up, man. I'm all about it.
That was it.
They should get Ja Rule to do Hogmanay with them.
They should.
He could
These
sponsor
are all
it.
very, these are all very, hit or miss.
I love it, man. They've all hit.
They're rapid fire, so to speak.
Okay. What's next,
In
man? Let's
Turkey,
go. Mm-hmm.
they have a red underwear fetish on New Year's.
In Turkey, they have red underwear fetish.
Yes, merchants set up selling red lingerie, and they sell out fast. It goes back. It said there was very little information about this other than the list,
Which makes me think that it's made up.
I fucking hope so, because I am a man of journalistic integrity, and if I am wrong on this, by all means let me know, and I'll say sorry.
Yeah. All right. What's the etymology behind the Turkish underwear thing?
In the old days, they didn't like you to wear red panties because it was like fucking got your fucking
Scarlet Letter type shit.
Yeah, you got your hoots in a boil, you know?
Ooh, hoots.
Yeah. So nowadays they sell it so that way they can promote it on New Year's because they need to fucking get the hoots all boiling.
So it's like kind of like rebellion against old ways of thinking.
Right. Old English. It's like the king is going down.
Right, I can get down with that. I like rebellion.
Yeah. Romania. I have 2 for Romania.
You're naming like some of the most unattractive countries. Not like on the map, they're just not sexily shaped.
What, they aren't shaped like a breast?
I mean, that'd be cool.
I mean, there's Italy that's shaped like a boot. What else is shaped like something cool?
I don't know, man, but Russia does something to me.
It's shaped like a giant wide open area. Oh, I get it. Giant and wide open.
Turn it on its side.
Maybe push down a little bit so it feels a little smaller.
And you squint.
You squint and you had a couple beers.
All right. What does Romania do?
Animal whispering.
Okay. I thought we were going to have a reboot of the dolphin episode, but
They try to teach dolphins how to speak Romanian. Basically, all this is what it is. Farmers listen to their animals to hear what they have to say about the new year. So,
okay.
Bessie the cow said you were going to have cancer.
You know, a lot of these countries are way older than America is, so these traditions go like way back.
Right. Like way pre-1776.
Exactly.
Like 1200.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When like you didn't even know that like the earth wasn't
an earth. Yeah.
Yeah, you just thought it was like fucking okay.
So fine. Yeah.
Number
Animal
2.
whispering, if you say so.
So
Let's
you
go.
On New Year's Day, you have to go find a stray cat and talk to it for a while. And I'll fucking let you back in the house of the Crazy Town Mansion.
Let me back into the Crazy Town compound?
Yeah, that's it. It's the only way you're allowed back in.
Okay.
Bear dances is number 2 for Romania.
Russia. No. Bear dancing?
Romania 2 is bear dances.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Have you? I think this is different. This isn't like in Russia where they dance with the bears.
Oh, they don't dance with the bears?
No. They dress up as bears.
Okay, this is weird.
And then they dance from house to house to keep evil at bay.
Is there any yiffing going on? Is there any
What's a yiff?
Any furry fun play?
Oh, I don't know. I bet.
Yeah, I'd imagine
I
in
bet
all
someone-
the years of it, there's
Someone in a bear suit's been furried up.
Read up.
Yes. On to the next one. We aren't wasting any time with this.
I'm fine, man. I'm just,
Venice, Italy.
Okay, that's attractive.
They have a giant fireworks display. Mm-hmm. And a fireworks play is a lot more fun.
Either way,
like somewhere around 70,000 people show up to this event. Then, at midnight, they have a kiss-a-thon.
Oh, jeez.
So, like, 70,000 people are just fucking tongue-fucking.
Dude, like...
How much herpes, like genital mouth herpes, is spread during this?
This seems like something that Italian men have just been like, hey, sounds like a good idea.
Right? We should all just
Italian
kiss.
women are like, hey, yes.
We should all just kiss at New Year's in the park.
I mean, but we do the same thing, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like usually, like Americans, like kiss their partner. We don't like go out into we don't go downtown and just kiss strangers.
Is that what they're doing?
These 70,000 people in a fucking park kissing each other. Not just like you and your girlfriend kiss. Everyone's kissing with each other. It's like a big fucking mouth orgy.
That's kind of hot, actually. I'm into that.
Are you? Maybe you
am.
should try on New Year's down here. You should try to get that going. Just start kissing dudes and see what happens.
I don't think I'm quite Italian there, big guy. I don't know if it's going to work.
Well, I'm glad you didn't notice the part about kissing dudes didn't offend you. It was the part that you're not Italian. I said, go downtown and kiss dudes, and you're like, I'm not Italian.
Well, yeah, so yeah,
If I was Italian, it would totally
If I was an Italian guy, I'd kiss all the dudes.
Wow. There's probably Italian guys listening right now.
And that's fine. They're allowed to get kissed. What do you think?
Wow.
That's going to deter me from kissing them?
Maybe. I don't know.
What's next, motherfucker?
Ecuador.
It's
called the suitcase walk.
Okay, where is Ecuador?
It's as exciting as you fucking... It's in South America.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I think Ecuador is in Africa. Okay, the suitcase walk. What is it?
You take your suitcases and you walk around your block.
Okay. Next.
Okay, now we're getting into some Russian shit, so you know it's going to be awesome.
Oh, okay.
So in Siberia, Russia, they do underwater tree planting.
Okay, is that when the hooker pisses on your mattress? Okay, no. So underwater tree planting. How did they get the?
They cut a hole in Lake Baikal, Baikal. They dive down into the water and plant a tree, but only professional divers are allowed to participate.
But a tree isn't going to grow underwater.
Or maybe they get special water trees.
Is it? Wait, because it's a freshwater system?
I have no idea.
These are important things. You need to have that journalist. I want Walter Cronkite sitting.
Who do you want to get?
I want. What did I say?
Oh, Waka! It was just like noise.
I want Walter Cronkite. Is that his name?
What can you say?
I don't know his name.
Walter Cronkite.
Yes, I want Barbara Walters sitting across from me.
You'll be crying. She always makes everybody cry. Brasstown, North Carolina.
Okay. Wait, this is America.
This is America.
Yeah.
This is a unique...
This is a Florida story, right?
No, it's actually North Carolina. Okay. That's why I said Brasstown, North Carolina.
All right, Florida.
Okay, Brasstown, Florida. Mm-hmm. It's called possum dropping.
Yeah, definitely Florida.
They put a possum in a transparent box, and then he is lowered down into the crowd below to signify their claim of possum capital of the world.
You know what, America, you never let me down.
And guess what? Guess what else happened to this? Because of animal activists, now they use a fake possum to lower into the crowd.
God. You know what, America? I love you to death, but you're making the kissing orgy sound a lot more enticing when I hear something about possum dropping. Just something,
Yep. So, Sanders Foot, Wales, United Kingdom.
That's not over here.
That's
across the pond.
It's basically polar bear plunge.
Oh, it's jumping cold water?
Yeah, like 1,500 people jump in the cold water.
Okay, that's cool.
It's nothing that awesome. They do it here, like, on Tuesday.
Are they naked?
I don't know. It didn't say. We can say they're naked.
Yeah. Okay.
Talca chili.
That's down south.
I have named this Graveyard Chillin'.
Graveyard Chillin'. All right. What is Graveyard Chillin', Joni?
Joni.
What?
That's what's hot in the streets. Exactly. Trying to cuck me with my fucking name on the podcast.
I'm not trying to cuck you, dude. I like it. It's nice.
We're using the cuck up. We're fucking flowing it in.
I think the people like it.
I do. They open the graveyard after midnight, and people go hang out in the cemetery with their dead relatives, and they play classical music and light candles on New Year's Eve.
The listeners can't see the face I'm making, but
it's the face it looks like when you just got cut. I'm using it too much.
Why would you go and hang out at the cemetery? Couldn't you just do
Well,
that?
I don't know. I mean, you can't go see your relatives any other day of the year at the cemetery.
I don't want to tell people when not to hang out at the cemetery, but, come on, dude.
It doesn't seem like a good time for me either, but,
it's cold out. Or does it
chilly.
Get cold
It's
now?
Reverse, man. I think, they're in the summer when we're in the winter. Hemispheres. Science.
Wow, dude. Sometimes, Joni, you're pretty smart.
That's right? Because the hemispheres are opposite. So, when it's winter up north, it's summer in the
Australia, I know it goes by that.
It goes both ways. Australia's a swinger.
What does Australia do?
I don't have any Australian. They just chase kangaroos around or something.
Okay, yeah.
Not really. I mean, they probably do something fucking awesome, like fucking
shrimp.
they put shrimp on the Barbie. I don't know.
That's not a knife. That's all we know. Okay, that's all we know in the States.
This is probably. Oh wait, there's a couple good ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave these two. I'm gonna go to the quick hits.
Okay, keep it
in
going.
Switzerland, they drop a scoop of ice cream on the floor.
For why?
I didn't say. This was the best of the rest section.
All right. Do they eat the ice cream?
They make the kids eat it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll just say that happens.
Good job.
In Panama, they set fire to muñeco characters, which they said are characters resembling celebrities. So they set fire to celebrity dolls. Imagine making your favorite Kim Kardashian doll and just setting it on fire at New Year's.
That seems
sadistic.
Kim Kardashian doll.
No, I was just for an example.
Oh, okay.
Imagine just your favorite Kim Kardashian doll you made all year, and then you burn it on the New Year's.
Yeah, how would you feel if somebody burned your Joe Montana doll? I ain't forgot, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. In France, they eat pancakes. Sounds like a very French thing to do.
I guess.
They just eat pancakes. That's it. It's welcome to the new year, pancakes.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Bolivia, they hang straw dolls outside of their home.
Like fucking the witch movie.
Skeleton Key? Blair Witch Project?
Yes.
Yes, like those. That's exactly what it is. That's the lore.
That is eerie as fuck. I don't know if I'm know about that.
In Ireland, they bang loaves of bread against the wall.
Why'd you have to say bang loaves of bread against the wall?
No, because they don't just lightly tap them, they bang them.
All right. You said in Ireland they bang.
In Ireland, they bang loaves of bread against the wall.
It's all where you put that comma.
It's all about
it's all
about enunciation.
Placement.
Yeah, it's let's eat kids or let's eat kids. It's very different. We talked about I'm not going to go back to the example we spoke about that day. I'm not going back there. Johannesburg, South Africa. That's where I'm going next.
Okay.
We're taking a trip around the world, TNT.
Dude, I'm whisked away.
To Delaware. I'm in Delaware.
I thought we were in Africa.
No, we're in Johannesburg. I was doing a Wayne's World reference, man. You don't know that movie. I'm a millennial. I'm Millennial Jackson. I'm the oldest millennial in the entire fucking world. I don't know what a 90s movie is.
I don't know the movie.
Anyways. In Johannesburg, South Africa, it is tradition to throw your furniture out the window.
Okay. Do you,
My thought was, if I was broke as fuck, I'd go get a U-Haul and go pick up all this furniture that's laying around the streets.
What do you do with the furniture once it's outside? What do you do?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
That's it.
What's next?
Denmark.
I guess that's what you do.
Denmark. Plate smashing.
Isn't that a Greek thing?
This is kind of cool, though.
Isn't that Opa?
So, what's cool in the streets
Mm-hmm.
is you throw glass plates at your friends' doors.
Oh.
It's a measure of popularity because you want the most plates stacked up on your door broken in the morning when you wake up. So, like, if people really like you, you have, like, hundreds of shattered plates on your steps because that's really cool to wake up first thing of the year and clean up broken plates.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, dude.
I'd break like 22 on your door just to make it look like you got some friends.
Yeah, and I wouldn't break a single fucking plate. I wouldn't break a mug.
Would you break one on my door?
No!
Oh, that's sad. I'd break all yours too. Side note, Denmark's other tradition, at midnight you jump off of a chair to signify leaping into the new year.
Oh, with the rope around your neck. Right?
Right. The chair's on a balcony. You have a rope around your neck, so it's kind of a dual purpose.
Yeah, I can see how that would work.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. So
lots of people feel that way too.
Right. Yeah, right. No shit. All right, real quick. I mean, before we're gonna wrap this Quickiesode up, man.
All right, let's go.
Do you have any traditions you do on New Year's Day?
Usually I make New Year's Eve resolutions that I don't keep. That's my thing that I do.
I usually spend New Year's Day hungover wishing that I wouldn't have drank as much as I did the night before.
Yeah.
Did you have a New Year's resolution from last year that you actually kept?
No, honestly, I don't make New Year's resolution. The thing that I do on New Year's, at least in the recent past, is I come and I hang out with my good buddy Joni in Austin, Texas, and we go and we party all night.
Well, now we're going to party all night and come back to the Crazy Town compound.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was my tender moment.
Yeah,
for the year.
Your tender moment.
Don't
Yeah,
ask me
usually
to be nice ever again.
I usually just make some food, man. Make some food, drink. I don't drink anything because I don't even want to live.
I know you hang out with me, motherfucker.
I do. Yeah,
you hang out.
I know. And the Chachmeyer, but Chachmeyer's not going to be with us this year.
That's all right.
Last night, Chachmeyer was not with us on New Year's Eve because today is New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely not recording this pre-New Year's.
Unless he showed up, in which case we won't mention it.
Shit. Yeah. I'm going to post this on the 30th anyway, probably. Today is New Year's Day, though.
Dude,
I
think the illusion has been destroyed this point.
You destroyed an illusion.
I didn't destroy the illusion. They love
Anyways.
it. They love it.
We will be right back. Well, we won't be right back. But after this is the third part of the Dr. Youngblood interview. And then
amazing guy.
We'll wrap it on up at the end of the interview. We'll be right back on the Crazy Town Podcast.
Where am I?
Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Dimitri. We're the Boondoggle.
And you're listening to the Crazy Town Podcast.
And welcome back to the Crazy Town Podcast, Part 3 of the interview with Dr. Raymond Youngblood. I want to just get right into something kind of a little more light. We've been talking about warlords and stories and everything. We have something we ask everybody that comes on the show. If you could, do you like pizza? I mean, that's not the question, but do you like pizza?
I like pizza.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Dude, some people I'm sure don't like pizza. If you could only have the same 2-topping pizza every time you order pizza from now until the day you die, what 2 toppings are on that pizza?
Wow. Does cheese get to be a topping?
Yeah, cheese will automatically be on there, yeah.
Cheese is inherent.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna choose Canadian bacon and sausage.
This guy's off the show. All right, that's the end of the interview.
Oh, whatever.
End of the interview.
So what's really funny about this is, I'll tell you our 2. We actually I picked double bacon and he picked double mushrooms. So that's what.
Yes, I picked double mushrooms. They're delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. What piece of man are you?
Questioning your manhood about double mushrooms, see? Told you, PNC.
Oh, he did say he was from Ohio. He did say he was from Ohio.
Wow. man.
From Ohio too.
I am also from Ohio. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But so that's one of the questions we got. TNT, you wanna ask him any questions?
Yeah. Woo. Hey, so how do you feel about ghosts? Have you ever had any supernatural experiences? I know in Africa there's a lot of superstition, and I've heard some stories. I've worked with some Africans, some people from Nigeria and stuff, and they that's a big part of their culture. But have you personally ever had any experiences, a haunted house you lived in, or anything that's happened to you while you were across seas?
Or even while you're in the jungle, anything along those lines.
To not believe in ghosts would not be doing a service. Yes, I believe in it, and I've seen some things that can never probably be fully explained.
Give me a story. We want to hear your best one.
You got a good one you can tell us?
Best. I got one I can tell you. Okay, let me. Ooh, all right. Let me start with a little premise here. Half of my miners, if we don't do certain type of sacrifices, I cannot get the guys to work on the mining site.
Really?
Or like you have to like sacrifice like animals, like chickens or goats or things like that?
Yeah, chicken. Oh, no, not. Yeah, you sound like my brother when you said chicken, because he don't like us bearing the expenses of the sheep and the goats, so he always try to trade off with chickens and frogs and stuff. but yes, the guys, sheep, cow, and goats are the main sources of sacrifice. And one of the things that a lot of the guys believe, even the guys that are Christians, even the guys who believe Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior, even the guys who believe that Allah is their Lord and Savior, and so on and so on, they will not work on some of the sites. They will not. I don't care what I say. I don't care how much money I offer, without a sacrifice to the land. Because once you take gold out the ground, they believe that the gods have to have something back. Because they believe that gold is 100% attached to God. 100%. Even when you take the L out of gold, you got God. They believe it to tooth and nail. You can't make them believe nothing else. So unless we offer a sacrifice to the land, you can't get them to work. And I remember one particular case where I'll give you a couple little quick things here. One was, I went to visit a chief friend of mine by the name of Chief Nana. The chiefs can also be, in Ghana, can be referred to as Nana. Nana. Mm-hmm. So we went to visit Chief Nana Badiako. And Nana Badiako is, he's actually not a paramount chief, he's a sub-chief, so he's kind of the mid-ranking chiefs. And he has a pretty rich land. His land, on Nana's land, the gold can literally grow on trees. But let me give you the scientific, me being scientist, let me give you the scientific reason. The gold in the ground, gold normally comes in two forms. Alluvial, which is basically a gold that's in clay and sand and dirt and rocks. Mm-hmm. And then hard rock, which is gold that's infused inside the rock and the stone. So the alluvial gold can normally be in the form which is called nuggets and dust. Dust can be as fine as baby powder and as chunky as peanut brittle. Okay?
Okay.
Well, this dust that's fine like baby powder saturates the land where Nana Badiakos live. And when these trees grow up, of course, that gold is being entrapped into the bark of the trees as it goes up. Wow. And that bark then extends out into the sea. And so literally gold grows on trees. That's so when Nana takes me, so you can literally walk through this bush, and when you come out on the other side, you be glistening like you got glitter all over you from the leaves. Okay?
Oh wow, how cool is that?
Nana tells me, he says, Mr. Raymond, we want to give you a blessing and so on and so on. So I go and they show me the area, and this area is what is called a taboo, meaning that, you can't mine here, but we can mine the area around it. And, anyway, long story short, we go, and as we're leaving, there's a ceremony taking place where there's a group of women warding off the devil. And the devil basically is something that will keep me from coming back to be able to mine the land. We're coming through, my convoy is coming through, I'm in the first truck.
Uh-huh.
And I'll never forget the vehicle stalling. The women all dressed in red, they got, I don't know if it was blood, I want to say it was sheep's blood or chicken, I don't know what the blood was, but they were wiping the vehicle with the blood. The vehicle stalled. The ladies were all dancing around it. The guy at the time was driving it. I kept telling him to start the vehicle. He said, Doc, the vehicle won't start. It won't even, the battery or nothing. I said, what are you talking about? We keep trying. This is the thing that got me. I'll never forget looking out the window right next. When I turned my head to look out the window, it was about 4, 6, 7 women standing there. When I tell you their eyes was red like fire, I'm talking red. I'm talking about demonically red. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the first thought that went through my mind, okay? Where the heck they get these costumes from? But I knew better than that. I knew what I was. I'm in the middle of the jungle. I'm just trying to make sense of it. And then I remember them breathing on the glass and fogging it. And then all of a sudden, as they went from my vehicle to the next vehicle, the vehicle fired right up.
Shut up.
Fired right up.
Wow.
What?
Then I got another story that's not my story, but it's one of my college, I've played at a couple of universities, one of my university coaches' story. He took a basketball team, a girls' basketball team, to Africa. And I was one of the only teammates who believed his story. And the only reason I'm telling his story is, it's his story, it's not mine. So sometimes people say, oh, Doc may be making this up. Coach told us that one of the girls, his best player, broke her leg. Mm-hmm. The Africans took that girl. They were playing on dirt courts. Okay? He took I think it was an AAU team. They took that girl, the visitors took that girl overnight. The bone was literally sticking out the girl's shin. The shin bone was sticking, you could see it broken. You could see it sticking out of her skin.
Compound fracture.
The Africans, took that girl, and the next day that girl played with a small limp.
Wow.
I'm the only, now this is way before I went to Africa. I'm the only player sitting there and believe it, because there are some things that happen here in Louisiana too that will make a person believe in ghosts. A lot of people won't tell you that because they think it takes away from their professional credibility. But anybody who believes in the afterlife have to believe in some form of it. So I do believe in ghosts, and I have a lot more stories, but those to me are the most interesting to me.
Well, I know Louisiana, like, don't they have a lot of people who practice, like,
I'd say a lot.
Yeah,
they have a history,
but they have a history
in some voodoo.
And like voodoo and things like that.
It's synonymous with it, at least.
Well, right. And you see hear stories and see movies and all that sort of stuff. Had you ever interacted with any of that or been around any of that when you were in Louisiana growing up, or knew anyone, or anything like that?
Oh, all day. Even right now, they'll tell you, like a guy like myself. They would tell me if I went to somebody's house, I shouldn't eat any food with red in it unless I know the people well. Especially if I can get a little bit grotesque here, especially if you're dating a woman, you shouldn't eat any food, any red sauce spaghetti or anything like that. They believe it's strong.
Why? Why should you eat anything with red in it from a woman you're dating? What's the premise?
The premise is that she would put blood in it.
Oh, wow.
From her body.
Oh, wow.
What does that do?
Yeah, and what does that do?
She wants to give
it's supposed to be some type of love potion.
Get the hell out of here.
You wondering why you can't break up with her. You wondering why if you try to go cheat with another woman, you can't do it. You have a hard time becoming excited. That's what they believe.
Wow. That's crazy. So
anybody who hear this interview from New York or California, they're going to say, this guy's out of his mind. Anybody from Tennessee down going to say, yep, that's Louisiana boy. He really know what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah, I never let my girl cook me spaghetti or anything. Screw that.
Yeah, we have that saying. Or even a bloody rap steak. You can't get a lot of Louisiana guys. They first start dating a girl, guys from Louisiana Louisiana, Mississippi. You know, it's gonna be hard to get that guy to eat anything with red in it from a woman.
Wow.
They may not tell you that, but they'll find some excuse why they can't eat it.
Right. Wow, I never even would have thought of that in a million years. Ever again? Not even at like a restaurant. He's done.
You never know. And to fall in love with the cook in the back. I'm good.
All right, I have another thing that we ask people on the show. If you could take two animals and have them create like a combo animal with like, you know, logistics not being like, you know, obviously animals can't cross species or anything, but if you could take two animals and mix them together and make your own animal for whatever purpose, what would you pick? And I'll give you our examples real quick so that way you have time to think and kind of see what we're talking about. My first example I did was I would say I would want to mix a cheetah and a horse. You could call it a chorse. And it would be like or a hida, and it would be strong and fast, and you could ride it. You know what I mean? So it would be like a more powerful horse almost. And then
that's pretty cool.
So what do you have one that comes to mind? Even if it would help you with mining or whatever, anything you got?
Oh man, I would probably love to see something like a elephant and a water buffalo.
A hairy elephant? Or a water buffalo with a long trunk?
No, the water buffalo that looks like a bull, and the elephant. I would love to see something like that. That would be cool out there.
Yeah, I had one ready, man. He was quicker than I was.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, TNT, you want to tell him yours? Like your original?
My good one or the one that you made fun of?
Let's do the one I made fun of first.
I just wanted to have like the dragon from A Never-Ending Story and like a lizard, so I could have a dragon that had a lizard skin.
Yeah. He is definitely from Ohio.
Yeah.
I had so many jokes. I love it.
And then,
or I said a gorilla with butterfly wings.
Like a gorilla with monarch butterfly wings.
Like to have like an army of those. I feel like I could take over the world.
Oh, you know what? It'd definitely be strong. I hate to run up on in the bush and fly up on you because I've had to run from those before.
Oh, like from gorillas?
That's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Why don't you tell us a good story about some sort of like animal, like a gorilla story, or did you ever run into like, you know, other, you know, nasty animals that like you guys have literally had to either shoot down or run from or drive away from or whatever?
Yeah. Okay, I got a lot of stories with the animals. I got one in particular. Normally when we first go into the bush, on a process called scouting, that's normally where there's no road. It's just woods and you and however you get there. So we go and we hire these bike riders, these professional bike guys with motorcycles, and we carry these 60-pound packs. And since most of our guys, you know, don't know how to ride motorcycles, so you hire professional riders to carry your body weight, like me at 200 pounds, plus a 60-pound pack, plus the bike, plus himself. And we going into the bush. And then a lot of time when you crossing little streams and rivers and stuff, it's normally just plank. Like sometimes it's like 4 or 5 boards nailed together, and you can walk across it. It's going to be wobbly and jiggling and shaking. And the longer the stream is, the worse it is. And sometimes they just cut down trees and lay the trees across, and you just got to cross it like that. So we're going. And I never forget, we're probably going through the bush. It's kind of fast at about 35, 40 miles an hour on a foot trail. And so we're weaving. And then I got to pee. So I tapped the bike rider. I stepped, we stopped. And since I'm the chief, I got the best rider. So nothing should happen to the chief now. So here my guy, first thing he tell me, he says, you gotta hold on tight. So he want me to basically crouch behind him a lot tighter. Put my junk up against his butt tighter. Put my chest against his back tighter. And because he's telling me I'm too far back and that's causing the bike to do all this shaking. So while we standing there, I'm saying, hey man, deal with it. I don't want my junk all up on your butt, and we going to talk a little bit. And when I turn around, I'm looking directly in my face, a cobra.
What?
Right in my, Yes, I stand 6'1". I'm telling you, that cobra was looking me right in my face. The only thing that blessed me that day was that cobra was more afraid of me than I was of it. My pack, my 9mm, the bike ride, both of us, everybody scattered. We scattered, the cobra scattered. And I can remember seeing that snake back up. When I say back up, I mean it was still standing about 6 feet tall. It wiggled backwards, turned, and then went through the bush. Okay, wow. Now this is all the same story. So when we finally come back to where the bike is, picking up everything, and we collect ourselves, we get back on the bike, and then by this time, the other riders that are coming behind us are way back behind us, because I also not only got the best rider, but I got the craziest guy on the planet. We rolling through the bush at 35, 40, 30 miles an hour, and everybody else is behind us like at 20, 25, taking their time. We get back on the bike, and when we get ready to cross the bridge is, as a matter of fact, I have this bridge, I have this on film. I will find it, and I will try to find it and send it to you guys. The bridge is just wood, this trees laid across the river. And, of course, trees get smaller as they go, you know, as you go to the top, the trees get smaller. And as we're going across, I can see the tire on the bike, and I can see him a couple times he miss it, and we get down between the crack of two trees. And he come up out of that, and we still going. And then finally he missed the tree, went down, me, him, the pack, the bike, everything, boom, right into the water.
Damn.
This is probably one of the scariest times I ever had in my life. All of a sudden, you can hear the boom, 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 boom sound, the snorting in the water. That's the hippos.
Oh, and those are the worst.
Yeah, man.
Those are the worst.
The only thing that happened to me, I never forget this. I'm standing there, and then the water is up to like a little bit higher than my chest. The river was down, so that was a blessing. The other good thing about the hippos being around was there's no crocs. And I never forget a baby hippo. I can never forget the what is it called? The little, what's the whiskers on it? I can never forget how hard they were when he bumped up against me. He kind of came over, swam. I could see all the other hippos looking. None of them did anything. They just bumped. By this time, the rider, we trying to get the bike out the water. The baby hippo just kind of bumped me and went on by his way. And the hippos were all along the side. We pushed the bike on out. We had to take some of the stuff off. We had to drain it out, all that kind of stuff. By that time, all the other bike was there. And, you know, we went on our way. Oh, another little quick story is I've been bit by a rhinoceros viper. I got that on picture. It caught me on my thumb.
Rhinoceros.
No. I haven't had any wild encounters with that. But a rhinoceros viper, and this is I never knew this before, but this is useless information, I guess, until you're in the woods or the jungle or whatever. But some snakes are poisonous and some snakes are venomous. And the wonderful thing about a venomous snake is that snake has the ability to release the venom or not release the venom. I never knew that. As much time as I spent in the bush, I had never known that.
That is a true statement, though.
Let me see. The one that I know, I tell this, it's a long story, but I'm gonna make it short. Is one of my first trips in the bush, I didn't know that constrictors like anacondas and pythons and all them could make noises. I never knew that, and it makes like a ook ook sound, you know. And you would think it's some kind of monkey or something, but I never knew that was a constrictor. And so I never forget one night we have these little huts, these little tents. We're all sleeping outside. We have these little tents. And the first thing when I woke up, I thought to myself, I said, I know one of these dudes ain't trying to crawl in this tent, on me. The first thing hit my mind was somebody about to get beat down. And I could feel it on my shoe. So I normally sleep with the 9mm under my pillow or under the blanket, whatever I use as a pillow.
That's
and I'm trying to find it. Yeah, and I'm trying to find it. Just so anybody know, I normally carry 2 9s and a 12. So,
oh my God. Always strapped, man. He is a rapper.
17 in the clip and 1 in the chamber. And so I'm feeling for it, and I was thinking to myself, I can't find it. I don't know so the gun had moved over, And then when I looked out, I can hear everybody outside. I hear all this commotion. Beat it, get it, do it. And I can feel it. And all of a sudden I can feel something tugging at my feet. Man, when I raised up and looked, there was a constrictor. The snake was trying to construct. It had swallowed like the top part of my boot. My feet, I still had my boots on. It had swallowed like the top part of my boot. It was trying to swallow me, and they were outside beating the crap out of it, trying to get it out the tent.
Oh, like it was trying to work you, like it was like you were like just like it's food, like to just like he had got like part of your boot hit into his mouth. And
Yes. The toe part was all the way gone in, and I guess because I didn't wear size 12, so that made it very difficult. And he couldn't get his mouth around it. And the snake was, for a constrictor, it was small, but it was probably maybe a good 11 to 12 feet. It was about as big around as a man's arm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm so good on Africa, man. I'm so good.
All right. I want to touch on two things real quick before we wrap everything up. The first thing I want to ask you about...
I got one.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you, when I had mentioned to you that TNT was displaced, you had told me, or someone with your group had told me, that you guys have like a 10,000 African prayer team and people pray for everyone. Like, how did this come about? That's a lot of people to, like, pray for people and things. Like, is that something through your village or, like, something, like, how does that happen? How does that work?
Oh, wow. The 10,000, no, that number's not even close. It'll be probably quadruple that number.
Oh, wow. So not only 10K, it's like 40K.
Yeah, what it is a lot of the churches, a lot of misconception about Africa is that everybody does juju, but juju is actually a small part of Africa. Christianity,
yeah, real big.
Yes, it's very big, and you have everything there from the Catholics to the Methodists, and so Pentecostals, so on. But normally people like myself or in my statue, we normally have prayer groups. The churches and the different apostles and pastors and priests, they pull together people that go into the mountains or that go to some praise area, and they pray for you. They pray for your success. They pray for you to be able to help them. They pray for you, your health. And then what I'm supposed to do is I take people, like when I found out that TNT could possibly be displaced, or was, from my conversation with you was, the team came back and said, hey man, one of these guys on the podcast, think he's in the middle of the hurricane. I said, okay, well add him to the prayer list. And so he would literally have maybe anywhere between 60 to 500 men of God, whether it be somebody, an imam from a Muslim mosque or whatever, praying for him. Because all these different prayer groups, we send them an email or normally, I hate to advertise people, but WhatsApp, we send it out through WhatsApp and it all go to them and the list go, and then that person's on the prayer for that week or that month. I just had a lady whose baby was sick. A member of my royal family passed away. Her name was Jane Jeffrey Thomas. And she was the editor who edited a lot of my work, my books and stuff. And she was actually the first person that was in my family, in my royal family, in my chieftain. She passed away, and she had a grandbaby who was sick. And I just spoke with the mother at her funeral this past weekend. The mother was telling me, she said, I don't know what your prayer group did, but not only is that baby healed, but I want the prayer group to make him pipe down a little bit because that boy is all over the place.
Wow.
So, it's hard to do the kind of work I do and not have some level of faith, so yeah. So that's basically what the prayer group is. The prayer team, there's some guys that are bigger than me. They have, millions of people that pray for them on a daily basis. I'm not joking.
Wow.
I'm telling you, 1 million gather and pray for the success of that human being,
Wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy. So, he had...
That's impressive.
Absolutely.
50,000 people. So...
And then TNT, you said you had something for him too?
I do. All right, look, it's just me and you, Doc. All right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't call myself a pocket watcher, but what's your account sitting at, man? Are you at like a Mark Zuckerberg? Are you at a Jay-Z? Are you at like a Drake? Or would you consider yourself at like a Ryan Seacrest? Where do you think he's sitting right now? Because I'm thinking that you probably about halfway to Drake, maybe Ryan's a little bit above Ryan Seacrest, but I don't know. I'm hoping that you're doing lovely in life. But where do you think he's sitting on that scale?
I'm the world's greatest jungle gold miner.
So you sitting at Donald Trump?
Donald Trump of all people to compare.
I picked Zuckerberg, but I don't know, man. Zuckerberg money is like you the wrong color for Zuckerberg money. But for real, so you're doing all right, bro, huh? You're doing all right.
I tell you what, T. If we count it in gold, most gold miners will tell you most gold miners got stashes everywhere. When I tell you everywhere, they got stashes at their house, they got stashes in the bush, they got stashes in different countries. At this girlfriend house, that girlfriend house, gold wise, I would tell you that if you just take my ability by itself for over 20 years, there shouldn't be any need for anybody suffering. Let me just say it like that.
Put it in the terms of yes. No one will be hurting for anything. So, but a lot of the wealth or riches is like it isn't in liquid form. It's like in gold form. Like, so you could, if you need to, you could liquidate some gold and whatever, but you couldn't just essentially go pull a lot of your,
His bank account is okay, Jonas. We're talking to a millionaire. I don't care what you say. He ain't got to say it himself. I know he ain't got to say it himself, but I know we talking to a millionaire.
The thing about gold, Jonas, is that we believe that it is the liquid. See, most gold miners believe that that is the currency.
Well, that's true, because, that's the ultimate currency, because even if every government in the world falters, gold still holds its value across every country.
Exactly, yes. Right now, the biggest thing that bothers me about all the gold that we mine or have is that you have a lot of miners who walk on gold, sleep on gold, pee on gold. The village is built on gold, and yet they live in abject poverty. And that's something that's just bothering me to the hill.
Well, right. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. And one last thing I want to touch on. You told me to remind you about your Wall Street story.
Yes. We were talking about corruption. And the thing about it is this. When I had a group that wanted me to take my company public on 3 different occasions. And I think this was the second group. And then, so they sent this, very high profile lawyer who had done all this work with all these big mining companies like Ken Ross, Redback, Newmont. She was well put together as far as that was concerned. So I went into New York. Let me not say the place. I was in Manhattan on multiple occasions. First time I went for a 45-minute meeting that ended up being about 3 days.
Oh God.
So when I get to the meeting, I went to the meeting just to sign some documents, and they had brought in all these experts that were supposed to authenticate me to make sure that I wasn't full of crap, because there's no way somebody like this, hint, there's no way a black guy from Louisiana has all this stuff going on. It's not possible. So, I'm sitting there, and just imagine this huge, when I tell you this huge table. I can never forget how that mahogany redness to it, beautiful room. And then when they brought me into the building, I remember going up, they say, well, this floor is for you. I said, okay. So these people here that's working here, I can, have 1 or 2 staff. They said, no, all these people you see here, these people are for you. I said, what do you mean for me? Well, we hired all these people here that's going to be basically putting your stuff together. It was like 30 or 40 people all these MBAs with MBA in economics and finance and all this kind of stuff. And I remember being like, wow, because now I'm the Bush guy, Bush miner like myself. I got a whole bunch of miners, but I ain't got all this stuff going on. So we end up, we walk through and they bring over some little sexy, MBA who was supposed to shadow me and do anything I want with it, go for this and go for that. And I remember thinking to myself, in Africa, we have these kind of women, but they ain't there to be doing my finances.
Right.
So I get there, and then in walks an army of accountants and CPAs and mining engineers and so on. So the first thing they tell me is that, Raymond, we have a change of plan. We have, have finished our security background check or whatever. Okay, great. I'm not a terrorist. Yeah, I'm not wanted by any government. Okay, yeah, I've never been to jail. Okay, fine. Okay, good. I'll check out. Yeah. Well, we're going to hire another guy to do the mining, and basically you would just shadow. You get to keep your percentage, but you're going to shadow him. Okay. Well, the team just believes that he's more qualified. I said, oh, okay. So in comes all these questions. I'm talking about questions from everywhere. They bamboozle me with all these questions. So one of the engineers says, he says, I'm not sure we got the right guy for the job, and I don't say anything. And I'm the only person sitting on the opposite side of the table. By this time, the lawyer, she gets up, who's also, that's another story I'll tell you guys about some other time off air. She gets up, she comes to the other side of the table, and she sits down next to me, and she says, well, Raymond, what we're having some disagreement with now is that we believe that the other guy serves a better question. I mean, to better lead the company. So the mine engineer said, wait a minute, I don't think so. He said, I think that the guy that we've chosen may be a little bit more outdated, and the best man for the job may be sitting right here before us. So they start arguing about that. This is like about 6 hours into it. So they pull out all these documents, and they set all these documents in front of me for me to sign. So I started looking at the document. I'm not sitting there with no attorney. My attorney is in Ghana. So I said, well, I would like to send this to my attorney. Well, Raymond, we don't have time for that. The bill closes. We want all this signed. We want to release what is called a teaser. We want to release this teaser before the bill closes and so on and so forth. If we can get this deal done today, this would be a great start. So as I'm going, I'm reading. I said, well, let me read some of this. So I'm reading through it. And I see, for the life of me, I cannot remember this word, but I remember asking what that word is. Let's just say the word, for the sake of time, the word is, collude. And I said, collude. I said, does that mean bribe? And the lawyer says, no, Raymond, no, it's not bribe. I said, well, explain it to me. Well, collude is basically when you can offer money to some people to do something, even if it's outside normal job role. I said, yeah, I said, bribe. And she says, no, you can't use the word bribe. And I said, then one of the CPAs said, well, let me explain it like this. He says, well, you know how when you're in Africa and you're having a hard time getting people to do something, and it's better off to just pay them to finish the work than, I said, yeah, I said, we call that bribe. No, it's not bribe. No, you can't say bribe. So we go on and on about this for about 30 minutes. So finally, the main guy comes in, the managing director comes in. He says, well, let's give Raymond a break. Let's get something to eat. We still have some time before the bill closes to get this deal wrapped up. And then the lawyer, she sits down next to me and she says, I want you to understand something here. She said, you got to learn that there are some terms that you just can't say out loud. I said, what, bribe? She said, yeah, but you can't say that out loud. I said, well, that's what it is. Well, Raymond, you just can't say that out loud. I said, listen to me, lady. I said, let me tell you something. If the president of the United States of America is in Africa and he gets pulled over by the police, he's going to give that police officer something for tea, coffee, or one of his girlfriends or something. I don't give a damn what Secret Service says. I don't care what the world, I say, it's just not going to happen. I said, in this country, it may be bribe. Over there, it's called getting stuff done. I said, so you telling me that Wall Street has a word for bribe as long as I don't use bribe? She says, well, basically, yes. I said, okay. So I said, what about if we just say consulting fees? She said, consulting. I said, yeah, in Africa, when we don't want to say the word bribe, we just say consulting fees. Can I just say consulting fees? She said, yeah, you can say consulting fees. So when we were talking about the word bribe, even Wall Street has a word for it, but you just can't use the word.
Right, because bribes are illegal, but if you say consulting fee, then it's the way around it.
Yes. And I'll never forget, right when I got ready to leave, by that third day, and a couple of visits from her before and after all of this, before and after work hours, she said, one of the things, Jonas and TNT, I don't want people to see me as, let me say this, I don't want people to see me as an angel. Let me just say that to the audience. I do a lot of good, and I know I do a lot of good. But one of the things I've learned about when people see you as an angel and they find out that there's something about you they don't like, they will demonize and turn on you worse than Kobe Bryant and everybody else. I don't want to be seen as the golden boy. I don't want people to think that I know I'm a guy who do a lot of good stuff. I tell people all the time, I'm the best guy you're going to meet, but I got a few bad habits. So, just I want to throw that out there. But when we were sitting in that office, the one thing she came over, this is one thing that really got me. When she came over to me, she sat down next to me and she did that whole little, New York, executive woman leg crossing thing. And she sat down, she said, I want you to stop all this bullshit now. I said, what do you mean? She said, this whole country boy, you don't know no better, tone, I don't like it. She said, you done turned 45 minutes into 4 days. So I don't want no more than you to come across as you don't know no better and you ignorant and I said, hey lady, I ain't never tell you that I wasn't smart. I just told you I was country. right.
And nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing wrong at all, man. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's an interesting story.
I've had I didn't go into all the little detail, but I've had 3 times I've had Wall Street want to take me public. And I should have probably done it. I probably should have done it. I really would be a lot further along if I had, but I just didn't see it benefiting the village people.
Well, and that opens up a whole nother can of worms for you because then you have shareholders you're responsible for as well.
Yes.
So, then you're responsible to give them profits and then you're being tugged 2 directions, from, profit margins for your shareholders and for, the people you support in Africa. And I'm sure it could be a stressful situation if that happened. So.
And one of the things I learned about being a private company too is you don't have to answer questions if you don't want to. That's the other great thing about when you're a public traded company, right, because right now a lot of companies have to answer questions about not actually having gold. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a very good friend of mine who is he's the opposite of myself. I'm considered the world's greatest gold miner. Where that title came from, I would love to say I made it up because if I'd have made it up, I would have gave my But he's considered the greatest trader in the world. He traded for Goldman Sachs, Citibank. He's a whistleblower. Name is Andrew McGuire. You guys should look him up. And he and I are supposed to do a show together. He's man, anything about trading this guy is it. As a matter of fact, there's a war. That's a war, literally, fighting going on amongst us miners and the brokers and the traders. And it's causing a lot of problems in the gold market right now. It's causing jewelry hikes to go up. That's one of the things that's driving the price up on technology, like the iPhone, all them people saying, why is it $1,000? Because of all the precious metals that they're using inside these things, the price is rising. And that war is going on between us and them. And somehow or another, he and I have become really close. And that is very unusual for the industry because the miners, I know the perfect analogy for it. The traders are the vampires and the miners are the lichens. the werewolves. We're like the workhorses. And the vampires are like everybody love, and they out front, and they they get to do everything. And we are the guys that's in the back digging. But then guys like me came along and kind of mixed like a hybrid. So now the miners don't look so bad because you got Dr. Youngblood, who can not only go and sit down with a warlord, but also sit down with a central bank governor and have just a continuing conversation as I do with the warlord about, how to end this war, or maybe a government official, because I've had this happen to me many times. Government officials will give me messages to take into the bush to the rebels, to the warlords. I've done that many times. And then at the same time, go and sit down with a central bank governor about how and what we can do to release some of the debt tension on the country, or raise the GDP, or, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that, with the whole thing that's going on now, the miners, the small scale gold miners, the small scale silver, diamond, all the miners, the small scale miners is really in need of attention, because with all that gold and diamonds and silver and things that we're extracting, there's still some of the poorest people on the planet. I just really can't understand it. I just can't. And no matter how hard I try, no matter what it is, it just seems like I can't win. But now I've kind of saw some light, because now what I've realized is that we are no longer, with people like me, and I'm able to do this podcast with you guys and able to talk. A lot of miners can't do that, mainly because some of them, let me just be honest, we're not the most educated group. We're definitely not the most sophisticated group. But damn it, we can find that metal, and we can take it out the ground.
and that brought up a point when you were talking about that. It made me think of these villages in Africa. They give you guys permission to work on their land and excavate and all of this. But you said they're still very poor. Do they not get a portion of what you pull out of the ground, or how does that whole relationship work? Be it for them to let you mine their land, but then they still are in poverty.
Okay, now when I mine, that poorness is not granted to me because I own the mining company. But then think about it like this: I am one out of 30 million small scale miners worldwide. So out of every time you got one of me, that's literally 100,000 that doesn't have my connections and so on. This is one of the reasons why the miners have kind of pushed me to the front to kind of say, hey, Doc, represent us. Yeah, we're in Namibia. Yeah, we're in Togo. Yeah, we're in the Congo. Yeah, we're in Peru. But you can represent us. You're the one who can go before you. They won't. Okay, let me tell you what the biggest problem is, Jonas. Just look at it like this. On a mining site, there could be 10,000 miners. Literally, 10,000. They have their own city, their own system, their own government, their own laws. This is God honest truth. The central laws won't apply here. Even the president, the vice president know that they can't come into this mining camp and apply laws and regulations governed by the land.
Does the mining area, is its own sovereign area then? You guys basically can do what you want on it?
It's that way because it's just uncharted territory. You're in the middle, you're not around civilization. You just out there with your own device. You're in the middle of the jungle. You're 9 hours away from anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just in no land. Even though you're in the country, now the only time you really see government try to crack down is when a nation like the United States saying, hey, we have terrorists coming out this area, or we have a problem with murdering groups or drugs or something like that. That's the only time you kind of see these places become under observation. Outside of that, I can literally, it's the God honest truth, I can take you to places in the jungle where you will see more Indians there from India than you will see Africans. The Africans are doing the mining. The Indians are there with backpacks filled with cash, $2 million, $3 million. And every time the miners bring 1 gram of gold out the ground, that's normally valued at $39 to $42 per gram, the Indians are buying it at 15 and 20 because the miners haven't processed it yet, or the miners are in deep need of money. So normally then the Indians take that gold when they get enough. They run back to their country. Same thing with some Americans and British. They're all doing it. Then this is what's going on. Or they trade the miners for food. Literally, you trade a $20 bag of rice for $40 worth of gold. Wow. Then the miners, this is what happened. This happened for many years. Then you have somebody like me who comes along, and I'm at this mining camp, and I'm looking at an area right next to it, and I tell the miners, I say, hey, for you guys who need to process your gold, somebody told me that y'all selling it to these Russian guys for $20. They said, yeah, this is a buyer. He's been buying for a long time. And then my cousin, who's another broker, have set us up, because maybe the Russians are giving him $5 per gram. So he's convinced them to also do it. Then I say, well, I pull out my phone and I pull up a picture that I didn't, screenshot. And I say, this is what gold is trading for today. And they're like, so we supposed to get $40? Yeah. You're supposed to get $40. I said, but why don't you guys bring it over to my camp and I'll process it for free. You guys ain't got to pay nothing. We'll just run it through. You process it. You can take it to town. You can sell it. Then the miners will say, well, we can't go to town. We Bush boys, they normally don't go to town. They don't do this. And that's how it ends up. Then you got me who come back around and I go and I sit down with the chief and I say, Chief, I said, you guys are really missing out on a lot of money. And long story short, we go around and around. This is over some years now. This ain't just how it happened in one day. Mm-hmm. It's over some years in countries. And finally, that's when the chiefs and the miners all sit down and say, hey, can you, the chief will say my son, because when they refer to you as their son, they really mean it. Can you, my son, can you go and represent us? We have 200,000 miners here in this part of the country. Can you represent us? All these miners are working on my land. I can tell these miners that all the gold that they get will come to you. Can you sell it for us on our behalf? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Then that chief tells another chief. Then that chief tells another chief. Then that chief tells another mining guy. And that mining guy goes to another one. And before you know it, I'll never forget this argument I had with the United Nations. Me and the United Nations had this big little fight at one time. They kept trying to put the mining numbers at about 15 million. And I told them, I said, I remember I did an interview with the United Nations. And I told them, I said, no, the miners are more than 15 million. I said, I personally know 10 million miners. It's not possible you know 10 million. I said, I'm telling you, I personally, over all my years, I have shaken the hands of 10 million miners. I know that for a fact. I can tell you right now, the miners' numbers are at about 50. By the time myself and the United Nations got done fighting, we agreed that the number is between 22 to 30 million. I just saw some new reports that came out here recently that the mining numbers are at 100 million miners worldwide, from Eastern Asia to Africa, South America, the islands, all over the place. You have these miners. Yeah, it's a very big thing. So, and the respect for the miners, it really has just started coming. It wasn't like how it is before, because people literally, the first thing people think is, oh, he's a scam artist. And I tell people all the time, they say, those emails I get, are they real? I said, yeah, some of them actually are real. Wow, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, some of them are real. I said, but where you got to go to get that gold, what these guys are talking about, I promise you that you probably need somebody like me to go with you, or you need a small little force to go in there with you, because there's no way you'll be able to go in there and something not happen to you. You ain't gonna have no problem with the miners, because the miners want you to come. They want you to invest. They want equipment. They want better life. They want to send their kids to good schools. They want them to buy nice things for their wives. They want electricity. You're not gonna have a problem with the miners. You're gonna have a problem going in there with the cash, because the miners are not gonna accept nothing else except cash. And you're going to have a problem coming out with the gold, because every bandit know you went into that jungle knowing that you went there and bought something from the miners, and they know it's gold, and they know you got to come out with it, whether it's gold or diamonds or whatever. So the chances that you're going to make your flight, you're not. So what has happened is you see a lot of the countries, a lot of brokers literally go in groups, and they set up camps, and they're in the jungle by It's so many of them. Sometimes you don't even know. You think you're in a whole new city. They created a whole new life.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, right. Well, I mean, it's good that, I mean, from the way you're speaking, I mean, like, it seems like you aren't the typical miner. You know what I mean? You fight for the villagers. You fight for the people to...
It's a philanthropist.
Right. Right.
Says so right here in his bio.
Well, right. And no wonder they wanted you to be, to elect you as like their paramount chief, or, because you're so much different than everyone else that goes in there, probably. And you show them that you care and that you actually want them to get better, so they appreciate that, I mean, I can assume that that's probably, it's like a breath of fresh air for them, because you're not there just taking the resources, trying to do whatever, like some of them are,
Yeah. And the miners, we, like I said, we're kind of Neanderthal. We are old. We are a dying source that has just now become pertinent again. Because I learned this from Andrew. I never knew this. I remember one conversation I had with Andrew, and I told him Andrew McGuire he's from London, the gold trader, the Goldman Sachs gold trader I was telling you about. I asked him, I said, Andrew, I gotta ask this question. He gave me a whole lot of things to talk about, to think about. And I said, Andrew, I gotta ask this question. I said, I've made a lot of bad decisions over the years, man. I said, I bought a lot of mining property, and I hold a lot of property worldwide, millions of acres I hold worldwide. I said, and I've had some people who died from me getting that land, from us mining. I'm pushing my people to literally to their death, trying to lift us to a whole nother spectrum. I said, I gotta ask, why is it that every time I buy mining property and my property is grams per ton better than the big mining company who's trading on the stock exchange? Now, granted, they got more land than I got, but my property percentage-wise, I'm supposed to be catching them percentage. I may not catch them in volume, but I'm damn so supposed to catch them in percentage. Why is it that no matter how good a number I report, they number always top my numbers? And one of the things he told me was, because you actually mining. I said, what do you mean by that? Mm. He said, you're actually mining. You're actually extracting. You're actually in there digging. He said, most of these companies are just making this crap up. Then he tells this story. He even tells it on an interview with the History Channel and everywhere else. He tells this story about how the banks and all these people colluding together to fraud the mining, the gold industry. And one of the things he says to me that I mean, when I tell you I was speechless, even now I get queasy in the stomach when I think about how he explained it to me. For every 10,000 kilograms of silver that's actually traded on the stock exchanges and the gold and the precious metal exchanges, that's only one actual real kilogram that exists.
Yeah, I believe that.
For every 5,000 kilograms, TNT, for every 5,000 kilograms of gold, there's only one that exists. So he told me, he said, the chances are that the gold that you guys are extracting is maybe a good chance that that's the only gold that really does exist. The rest of it is in certificates, is in storage, per se, it's in all this other stuff that's paper. Oh. Or made up out the air. Wow. And he said your U.S. State Department knows this. They know this because not only did I tell them, I showed them how it's done when I was still working for the banks. And if that lawsuit that's pending now, if it goes through, because the numbers that I've been hearing is anywhere between $7 to $17 trillion in fraud from the gold and silver. If it goes through, it will be the largest lawsuit ever existing in our time, ever. Wow. There's nothing that we even come with. And I remember sitting there.
It would probably have a detrimental effect to our economy as well, right?
Yes. Yes. Because I remember when I was speaking to the lawyer guys. I was speaking to the lawyer. Andrew called me one day. He said, Raymond, I want you to talk to the lawyers that's heading this lawsuit. And I said, okay. When the lawyers first came on the call, I promised you, they were treating me like I would normally say a redheaded stepchild with freckles, but no, They would treat Jonas. They would treat me like a black guy from Louisiana, deep in the South. I got close to them. Okay, and about 30, the head lawyer came on. He said, "Well, I only got 15 minutes for this call, and he wanted to rush off the phone." And so I didn't say anything. So finally, when everybody got through saying their little spiel, Andrew came and he said, "Raymond, can you please explain to these guys, this or that and so on?" Shit. About 2 hours later, you think the head guy's off the phone? Because they were going down the wrong road with the lawsuit. They didn't even understand the minors' point of it. They didn't all this stuff about how they were doing it. So then I started realizing that there's a very big disconnect between the minors and everybody else. Nobody really understands what's going on. And if we had time, I would tell you guys this story about even when I first learned how important I was. Maybe at another time we can do that. But it is a very big disconnect. And right now, the minors really, really, how can I say this? They really, really need to connect directly with people. But yeah, that's enough. So we'll get into that.
It sounds like you're the man to do it, though, right now, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, yeah.
Not that you don't have enough responsibility already.
Right. Oh, man. Well, I think we should probably wrap it up about there. We got a lot of good stuff today, man. I'll tell you what, I didn't know what to expect from the interview, and it pretty much blew any expectation I had out of the water, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I think down the road we probably will have you back on again, just to get into more stories and more stuff about this. It's been awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
How do you say I have more money than you in Nigerian? Can you give me that one?
In Nigeria, they got 30, 40, no more than that, about 200 languages, man. So I don't know which one.
All right,
but I'm not Nigerian. I'm American now.
You speak a little African. You have to, right? Or did you have a translator?
No, I have a shitload of translators.
Oh.
But I can tell you in Louisiana terms, we can say I'm all right.
I'm all right.
I'll be all right.
That's what that means.
I know what that means. Oh, man. Well, before we wrap everything up today, you want to tell everybody again where they can find your website and on Twitter and everything so we can make sure they can check you out?
Yes. My website is www.youngbloodindustries.com. Go on there. Don't expect to read a lot. We're trying to modernize, we old school miners. We're trying to modernize. We do a lot with the videos now to kind of show people what we're doing instead of people having to read a lot because everything is going mobile and nobody has time to read anymore. So www.youngbloodindustries.com. Twitter is, at Dr. Youngblood, DRYOUNGBLOOD. Facebook is Raymond Youngblood Jr. Google Plus is, I think is, Dr. Raymond Youngblood Jr. DR Raymond Youngblood. That's how it sounds. Jr. JR. And pretty much that's how you can find. If you have a hard time finding anything, just Google Dr. Raymond Youngblood Jr. I think some stuff will pop up. Send me a friend request on Facebook or Twitter, whatever, and learn about what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. We really, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
No, this was awesome, man. You guys are great. I didn't know what to expect either. Some of the shows I heard, I told my staff, I said, what in the hell y'all done got me into? But, this has been great. I swear it's been great.
Awesome.
More better than what I could ever imagine. Yeah, I swear. It's a wonderful conversation.
That's awesome. Well, we'll be right back on the Crazy Town podcast after this quick break. All right, and that is all the time that we have for the New Year's Quickie episode, followed by the interview.
Yeah, what a wonderful interview it was, man. I'm really glad that we got him on the show.
Me too. So TNT Dynamite, do you want to say goodbye to everybody? Wish them a happy brand new year?
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a wonderful New Year's. Do not drink yourself to death. Do not drink and drive.
It's already happened. It's
yes, so Day. I hope you're not dead. I hope you didn't drink and drive. And, do the shit you said you were going to do last night.
All right.
Yeah.
I do want to thank you all for listening. Once again, if you are not following us at the Crazy Town Pod on Twitter, Grandma will come over and ruin all your resolutions on purpose.
Grandma, she's always doing that.
Grandma, she's so catty.
I kind of expect it of her anymore.
Yeah, you know. So, once again, we are going to have some gaming videos starting here pretty soon. We're going to touch about at the end here.
Yeah, I'm going to be Aaron. He's going to be Dan.
Okay.
Somebody will get that.
Somebody will, not me.
Will get
not
that.
Jonas. Not the person who's on the show.
Yeah, I'm grumpy.
Oh, is that what it means? Oh, I got
Somebody
it.
will get it. Somebody will get it.
So please leave us a review on iTunes. Check us out on SoundCloud. Subscribe to the fucking YouTube channel because there's going to be content coming hot off the goddamn plate.
Ooh.
Straight to you.
I'm not gonna lie, I like those sentence enhancing fucking profanity you were using in there, dude. It did something for me.
Well, I like doing things.
Made me feel
people.
a sense of urgency.
Ooh, let's do it now.
Fucking YouTube channel.
Do it. Subscribe. Anyways, that is all the time that we have.
Yeah.
So for TNT Dynamite and for Jonas, we are out.